put more money in our development. So this conversation, as Mohammed said, continuous conversation. And you know, when you are educating someone, you are not just lying to them. You're telling them facts, and it's making sense. That's why even if you come after 3 days, 4 days, 5 days, repeating what you said, there is nothing you are going to change. But for someone who is lying, it's easy every time you are sharing with people something, it's going to be a different item. Every time it's going to be different. And for someone who is reasonable, they are going to question your integrity and ask you, hey, umekuwa ukisema hii but ni tofauti. Last time ulisema hii because ukumbuki ulisema nini. But when you are going to tell them the truth, it's going to be the same all the time. So I'm encouraging, let's keep civic education tuanze na, churches, wale wanaenda wenye wako towns, tafadhali, let's come out to vote. The reason why even in the villages people get elected, hiyo 200 ile siku ya elections inafanya kazi sana. I have mtu ameenda shule, I think it was 2007 elections. Jamaa tumeshinda naye mpaka asubuhi, nasema tutaenda tu to vote hivi ndio tuende kulala. Kumbe yeye alipewa sijui 200 akapeana ID yake, hata hana hiyo vote. Ndio nikamwambia, bwana, unajua chenye unafanya saa hii itakuaffect for the rest of your life. Sasa kuna ile watu wamelive like, hey, I'm contented with what I am. Na kuna watu wako maybe na biashara kidogo wanasema, hii vitu ikichange mingi sana nitakuwa affected, na nataka ikae status quo. Let's not be comfortable. Let's keep fighting, and we shall achieve what we are really fighting for our young kids.
Thank you, Eric. Who next? Not AJ?
Yeah, I want to agree with Dr. James that when it comes to civic education, then we have to narrow down on the specifics. We have to narrow down on the specifics. If we are telling people about voter registration, then we have to focus specifically on the voter registration. But now, the challenge is, and that's the reason as to why I was talking about the population in my village, because one trick I've come to realize this government is that huyu president wetu na hii ni ukweli, the constitution gives a leeway for the national government and the county governments to work in conjunction for delivery of certain projects. For example, in Kakamega, where I come from, the former governor who exited in 2022 alikuwa ameanzisha construction of a teaching and referral hospital, a 750, it was I think 750 plus bed capacity teaching and referral hospital, whereby he started the construction, but due to the expenses, he got to a point whereby he had to deliver the project to the national government for them to carry on. And they signed a contract whereby now the government, national government, was going to take over for the completion of the project. But since then, it has never been completed. A 750 bed capacity hospital. Now, when the president comes to, and he has been to Kakamega several times, and one trick he's been using is akienda western and these rural counties, anaendanga kwa, for example, western, I remember there is a time whereby alienda and he started launching some very funny projects. Anaenda na launch fish farm huko, and then anatoka na launch some very, as in, projects that are supposed to be launched by the county government. And when he goes there, he launches projects that have been constructed or run by the county government, na governor haizi mwambia kitu, unaona? So he goes, launches the project for PR and aesthetics, and then now watu wako huko, they always focus mostly on the, their visual. Like, wakiona president amekuja amelaunch fish farm, so wako tu sure huyu jamaa ndiye amekuja akatutengenezea hii fish farm, so amekuja kulaunch. Na unajua venye mdomo ya our president inakuanga sweet, is always sweet on the tongue. Anakuja anatuambia tulipeana pesa fulani nini tukatengeneza hii, mnaona aje vijana, watu ya bodaboda shed ndio ile pale tumetengeneza vitu kama hizo. So he's always moving around. The other day he was in Nakuru launching boreholes, I don't know what, like projects that are supposed to be launched by CECs in the counties, projects that are supposed to be launched by MCS. So I want to agree with what Dr. James said. Let's narrow down on the specifics. Let's teach these guys on the roles of an MCA. Let's teach them on the roles of an MP, roles of a governor, roles of a women rep, senator, up to the top, deputy president and the president himself. Unaona? So hiyo ndo the biggest challenge inakuanga huko chini. So yeah, that's my submission.
Next will be Munetso.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mohammed, and the space. I want to start with the issue of civic education. And my take is that we need, like Eric has said, we need to go down and teach our the rural population on what we are fighting for. For instance, I know I am from Meru. I know of a market that was built by Munya some years ago and is not in use. I know some water tanks that he built then and they are not in use today. Therefore, the civic education to our rural population is very, very important. For instance, the reason why we succeeded on rejecting the finance bill 2024 is that the information was very clear that even to the person who is in a lower pyramid, they knew that it is a tax of blend that we are fighting for. They knew the specifics of the finance bill. Why? Because that information was deep down to the village. And therefore, civic education is very, very important. So that when we come up with an issue that we want to fight, we may carry everyone, not necessarily the people in urban, but also the people in rural areas. Because to me, even the people in the rural areas where we come from, they are suffering big, because if it is bad governance, it is coming down to the village. For instance, a tea farmer who is now has woke up to go to the farm, and the government says that now that we have subsidized this fertilizer, they tell them we have given Gachagua an opportunity to change. We are paying you this certain kind of money, but what they don't know is that when they are told to when they am I audible? Am I audible?
Yes, Morome.
Yes, go ahead. Audible.
So that when this mama goes to them to farm this morning and they are told they are paying the 80 shillings. The truth is that it is not 80 shillings because there are other costs, and there is they can only sell their product to an non-governmental organization that is called KTDA. So you realize now the government is taking advantage of them, and now when they see us on the street, they because they don't know what we are fighting for. For instance, they say we are interrupting with their businesses. So I think civics is education is very, very important, not just to urban people, but to rural, so that we may carry them and they may understand why we are fighting this cause. Number two, you see now President Ruto has changed his tactics. I've seen him in town halls in Mombasa. He want to go down to these people so that he may weaken the revolution that is already there. So I think as a movement, the institution that we are fighting, we should also go down now to these people. For instance, if he says he is not selling the airport, we should tell them what is the benefit, what are the benefit, why are we saying he is doing this. So that civic education is very, very important. And deaf government or impatient Kenyans, and deaf government. I'll say and deaf government because there are things that not only the national government but also the county government, there are things they are doing without consultation. For instance, I come from Meru, and Mzee is a coffee farmer for a long time now. And when the current governor came, he gave them 11 million for renovation of their coffee factory. Now, and when I went home, I told Mzee, the governor is not doing good to give you 11 million to renovate a factory. And I was trying to explain the reason being the loan that is linked to that factory is totally in a mess. So I was trying to explain that it was better for her to make that load, or to tarmac the load to the factory, that load may help a bigger population, even to those who don't have coffee. But you